Quiet number, oh, Juana Povisa, oh, eh. Hey, ena, oh, Juana Povisa, hey, ena, oh, Juana Povisa, teme pije yagiuna, oh, Juana Povisa, oh, eh, oh, eh. It's a song my great-grandma used to sing, and it reminds me of our love for the land. And the love for the land is enough to cry that this is our home. This is our mother. This is the cliffs and the rocks and the trees and the bushes and the cactuses are what hold us as people and make us stand tall. And it's such a strong connection that we would cry about it.
The Grand Canyon is 18 miles at its widest, 277 miles long, and over a mile deep. 1,800 million gallons flow through the Colorado River each hour. Once an inland sea 5.5 billion years ago, submerged at least 8 times to create the rock layers we gazed upon in awe, the most recent sea receded 80 million years ago.
I think there's 2 right there.
More coming down?
Yeah, there's 2 shiners. See them?
Oh, yeah.
Cans.
I think we're getting there. Like, first couple trips, it would be a good test.
Were you getting flash on?
Rolling on the river.
Navajo Bridge was built in 1929, 450 feet above the river connecting Arizona and Utah. As Americans widened, so did the bridge. It was rebuilt in 1995 to accommodate the increasing size of vehicles. On the first day of our journey, we were greeted by enthusiastic onlookers who turned out to be some of Daisy's students cheering us on as we floated by alive with the anticipation of excitement that awaited us downriver.
Love you guys!
I didn't even know what to think about this trip, and it's so beautiful. It's so inspiring just being on the water, looking up the canyons. It's amazing. Glorious.
Well, we really haven't even gotten to the canyon yet, and it's by far the prettiest place we've paddled.
Along its 280-mile course through the Grand Canyon, the Colorado River drops approximately 2,200 feet in elevation. Although rapids make up less than 10% of the horizontal distance, they account for more than 50% of the vertical descent. Occasional floodwaters from steeply inclined tributaries transport large boulders and great quantities of other debris into the Colorado, forming a partial dam across the river. A rapid is created as the constricted flow rumbles over the dam. Debris flows, flash floods. Boaters confronted with a vigorous rapid have at least 4 options. The first and most tempting alternative involves burning the boat and walking out. The second option is to portage, which requires carrying equipment and boats around the dreaded cataract. This approach is safe, assuming no one is crushed beneath a drop boat or breaks a leg as heavy gear is carried over slippery, rattlesnake-infested boulders. Lining or letdown is the third alternative. By using lines controlled from shore, a boat can be moved slowly and carefully along the bank until the perceived danger is passed. This method is faster and easier than portage, but some rapids are difficult, if not impossible, to line. Often this unfortunate fact is realized midway through the rapid as swift current hopelessly pins the boat against immovable rocks. Barring disaster, the fourth option, running the rapid, is usually the quickest. And that, by the good graces of the Colorado River, who is always in charge, is usually the quickest. And that is what we did.
Yep, my gear was safe.
Exactly. Yeah, Joe's gear was safe.
Recovery.
Yeah.
Didn't have somebody out there searching for 40 minutes.
I did get to run my pumper though.
Yeah.
I definitely took my water on that. My lateral came and hit me and bumped me sideways. I was like, filled the whole thing up. I was like,
We're going to pull out above Soap Creek. Soap Creek Rapids is in about 3.5 more miles. You're going to see a big slab, I think, in the middle of the river. That's generally like ahead of Soap Creek. But we're going to be looking to take out above that. So you're going to hear and see another rapid like this on the horizon, but we're going to be on River Right. We're going to be camping on River Right above the next big rapid like this.
Correct me if I'm wrong, the rapid and the campsite are very close.
Yeah.
So if you miss the campsite, you're fucked.
If you miss the campsite, you're camping at below.
Right.
There is another eddy. There's an eddy on the bottom on River Right as well, which if you miss the campsite, then you need to get to that eddy. If you don't get to that eddy, just get off to the side and hang out, and we'll all just come down with you. There is like a backup campsite down a little bit further on the right, but Soap Creek is a lot better. So,
and I'll go first and I'll scout. So I'll be on the side. So just get your boat to the right and have your bows person ready with a rope.
this is where the front person, this is why there's a front person in every boat. So as we get people off, your next job, once you're secured to the shore, Your next job is to get the next person in, secure to you, and that's how we collect people up in these tight eddy lines. Tracking? River kind of comes out, the debris, the canyon comes in from the right, and it's like this. Shit that's been blown down in, right? So the river does the same kind of bend. It's almost a clone of Badger in that way. So, but we're just going to be taking out the top and the right instead of coming over. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right.
Trey's over here just sitting in a boat and drifting off.
Good job, Trey. Good eye, man.
No one really noticed. I was like, oh, Trey.
Even the most casual observer should notice the abnormal behavior of the Colorado River. Her water level fluctuates dramatically during most 24-hour periods. Conditions directly attributable to Glen Canyon Dam, a hydroelectric power station located 16 miles above Lee's Ferry. Fluctuating power demands occur throughout the day, causing the need for water releases to change to produce the power. The Grand Canyon Protection Act, a law passed in 1991, mandated flows that were friendlier to the canyon ecosystems. Present-day flow regimes keep flows between 5,000 and 25,000 cubic feet per second, with no more than a 4,000 cubic foot per second change per hour going up and 1,500 going down.
How you feeling, Max? Gotta know your play. Sit back, Max. Sit back and relax, Max.
I'm just kind of every day's better than the last.
Tell us about your first rapid, Carl.
Just like to be honest with you, like I got up on here and it's gonna sound really graphic. My testicle got stuck under my right thigh, like bouncing on my own jump, like the first rapid, and that's why I ended up getting launched back here because I was.
Don't sell any balls, man.
I didn't try to. It just kind of so happened. Right there, back.
That was your first rapid.
That was lovely. I would encourage everyone to do it.
Very, very PG.
Oh my God. Where it comes. We have about 2 or 3 minutes before we have to pass. So take time to get
Yeah, it's a good thing.
So look, hey, you guys see where they're coming up here on the right? We're gonna stick in along this right shore, tuck in, so we don't hang out river left.
God, is there anything ahead?
Sediment reaching Lake Powell, the artificial reservoir impounded behind the dam, settles out in the lake's quiet water. The water used in power generation comes from the clear depths of a reservoir, so the temperature of the river remains a chilly 45 to 55 degrees. Lack of sediment may mean clear water for cooking and drinking, but unfortunately the sand and silt beaches eroded by the fluctuating river have a dramatically reduced source for replacement. Eventually, there may be no sand beaches on which river runners may camp. In addition, the river's lower temperature and diurnal fluctuations have severely affected native fish populations.
this would be a first. We've done family trips, but nothing nothing this rustic, nothing. One could argue that the trip to Costa Rica bordered it because sleeping conditions were so bad, but no, this is the first time we've done anything like this.
How's that run for you? Awesome. Good time, good confidence builder. Ready for the rest of the canyon.
Were you feeling like you needed that confidence builder? Was there something a little missing?
A little bit. You gotta hit the big shit so that you know you can do it. You know, and we were able to get one behind us, so.
I want about a minute between each boat, give or take, in case there's carnage. Now, if you find a boat, if a boat goes over, go after that boat. Jeff, if you go over, stay with the boat as long as you can. If not, get to shore, we'll track down the boat later.
Wesley Powell's expedition arrived at a fall, or the nearest approach to it of any on the river, and called the rapid Lava Falls. Powell wrote, "What a conflict of water and fire there must have been down there. Just imagine a river of molten rock running down into a river of melted snow. What a seething and boiling of the waters, what clouds of steam rolled into the heavens."
Tequila Beach.
Come on, Joe!
It ain't that.
Come on, Joe!
got 61 12 packs. Anybody got the math on that?
A lot.
So 54 beers a day we figured for the whole group, and that's kind of where we're at. Orange, for sure.
And how many beers per person does 54 equate to?
About 3.5.
So
Well, don't check me on that.
what do you do with the half a beer?
You drink it. You drink it before your buddy does.
It accumulates and can be bartered, like
Yeah.
futures and exchanges.
Yeah.
So if I don't
So-
use my half beer, I can sell it to Joe. He can
Yeah.
combine it with his next day's half
Well, I
beer.
thought it was 3 categories though: ass, gas, or grass. Which one is that?
I think we've hit it already. Yeah, probably.
What does
'Cause
peak
no
beer
more is
mean?
gonna be around.
Like peak consumption?
Yeah.
Peak consumption has already happened.
There are no more reinforcements left.
That's not true. We can still barter.
What about like horizontal drilling? Is that possible?
We have another resupply option. There'll be a day where we
Golly.
can supplement our beer at Phantom Ranch.
Yeah.
That's $7 a beer.
Because is Phantom Ranch like actually on the river?
Well, it's about 3/4 of a mile off the river.
I think Phantom is right in front of me.
Are you serious? It's crazy.
What
And what about
Porsche.
asking
Oh, my
you
eyes.
guys to hike down beer?
I say we do it.
Hey, but
That
we're
would be
not-
worth a
That's
satellite
what
phone.
a sat phone's for.
GW, fire up the sat phone.
I wanna
Borrow down like a mule.
Random
Is that
man.
a sat phone?
Random man will bring a
just
12
point out
pack.
that it's enough notice to probably rent a mule.
Yeah, Jeff lost what, 20 beers?
Yeah.
Jeff did.
So that comes right off his daily quota. That comes right off his daily quota.
Oh, Jeff.
Trip leader or not, we don't give a rat's ass.
You're down
You're
to
done.
1.78 beers.
You get nothing for the layover. You better start selling your body because you got nothing else.
Jeff has the ace
It's
card
worth
because
here.
he's going to be running the duty schedule.
Yeah.
They actually have a restaurant.
Guess me after a few labor days.
Guess who's got dishes?
How much booze did you buy? 20 beers? What? It sits back. We
$7 Budweiser.
broke a paddle. Which is the only time you'll ever see it. I mean,
Alright, we got some developments on the beer front.
Oh.
That 3.5 has been upgraded to a full 4.0.
Wow, so we found
That's Utah beer level
have to
there.
figure out-
4.0.
That's 4 beers.
You don't have to figure out.
Is that counted tonight? Snapping firewood over your knee. You know, it was like a splinter. But it happened. I lost orientation in the river and big ol' win.
Who else is bailing?
Trey's bailing.
You're bailing.
And John's bailing.
That's going to be the worst hike of your life, just so you know. You're like, oh, I'm really into outdoor living, and you're loving it. Like, I had to do that in the last trip, and if the drill went down, it freaking sucked. I'm walking out, and I'm like, first you start walking fast, and you just think, like, I could totally be on that trip. And then, so, but, now you know, you'll know what it is. You're missing all the meat, all the power, you know, the real meat.
I gotta be really honest, like,
Good hikes,
can't
layovers.
because
You'll probably shed a tear as you walk up there. And then you won't be able to breathe at the top. And then you're like, well, if I die here, I guess it's all right. But then I don't have to wait another 10 years before I get a chance to do it
know what
again.
I'm missing, you know? Like, it's been so awesome. I'm super happy. Like, I don't know. Like, what? It was even better?
Yeah.
We're going to do well tonight. We are having a fajita dinner. So guess what the first thing for fajita dinner would be? Fajita meat. Along with that, we've got a nice salad, some beautiful vegetables, some Spanish rice. Couldn't be better.
Eating like kings and a queen.
Eating like kings and one queen.
Yes, sir.
When's the last time you cooked outdoors like this?
Let's go with basically never.
When's the last time you cooked, Tim?
Almost never, yeah. I have prepared any number of my own lunches, but my family would say, "Stop making gruel in our kitchen, Dad." So it's that, you know, you've got to make your decision. You got to decide how to answer that question for yourself.
And how's it feel in the kitchen for you?
Wonderful, beautiful scenery, beautiful people, nice food, nice videographer. What could be better?
Well, I wasn't fishing for fun.
Of course you weren't, but it's there. Yeah.
Take it. What was the hardest thing about getting camp started tonight? Or what was the hardest process about cooking tonight?
The approach to the kitchen. Treacherous.
Up the hill, you mean?
Our very lives were at risk. All to feed the hungry.
And Tim, any recommendations for folks that are setting up kitchens out on the river?
It's good if you have an experienced river company telling you exactly what to do and providing it.
And what was the hardest part about setting up tonight, Tim?
There was nothing hard about it for me. I simply listened and obeyed.
Cigar box. So my dad got me this cigar box like a year and a half ago, and I never really played before, but I messed around with it, and it was pretty fun. So like a year later, for my birthday, my mom got me a real guitar, but I figured this would be a pretty fun thing for people to play around with on the river, so I brought it down here.
Have you ever smoked a Padron before?
Smoked a what?
Padron.
Smoked a Padron. Oh yeah, I have actually.
Right on.
Yeah, they're good. I have 2 cigars with me, but I'm kind of waiting for the right night for that. But yeah.
Start upstream, go downstream. Down and up.
Yeah, this one's going backwards.
got the lunchbox. We got it. Got it. Need the roll call table. I wonder where it is. You got the roll table?
How was that run for you?
Amazing. Close call, but it was good.
What was close about it?
We hit I evened out too early. I squared up too early, and then we almost pitched it going around the side, but GW was on it and just smashed the side of it and kept us down, and then we just smoothed out after.
Point out where it happened.
It happened somewhere.
It was before the main hole.
Yeah, it was before the main hole.
Because we knew after that, at least, you probably saw it too, that we knew we were clear after we hit the first one and we turned, and then GW punched the side of the thing, and then we evened out. It was awesome.
A little bit of this Dale's Pale Ale, a little bit of adrenaline. We're on the backside of House Rocks, pretty good place to be. And yeah, we kind of high-sided it, coming kind of with lateral, and pushed to that side, got in the big hole, and just eddied out. It was incredible. It was a good time. You guys had an awesome run.
All Daisy.
All Daisy.
Thank you.
Oh, that was
Gentlemen, how were your rides?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, these guys. Look at these guys. They're easy. We just sit back, relax.
What were you thinking as you were going through?
Thinking glad I wasn't trying to figure it out.
Any oh shit moments?
No oh shits.
Right on.
No oh shits.
And how are you feeling right now? What are your thoughts about it?
It was fun. It was good. Yeah, nothing beyond that.
Right on. Great. Good thoughts.
Well, going in was, the water looked giant. There's some massive holes, which you can see right behind you. But Jeff was, I mean, he picked the perfect line. Like I felt like I was looking at it, but missing what could have been horrible. You know, I mean, it seems like it had almost flipped the boat. The wave's so big, but Jeff picked the perfect line, stuck with it. And it was actually not as giant as I mean, it's bigger looking, but his line was so good that I got less wet than on the first one. I know. It feels exhilarating. It's just so, the beauty with just the friendships here too, it just makes it amazing. I feel like you're part of the same team. Yeah. Thanks.
How was that run for you?
Awesome. Good time, good confidence builder. Ready for the rest of the canyon.
Were you feeling like you needed that confidence builder? Was there something a little missing?
A little bit. You gotta hit the big shit so that you know you can do it. You know, and we were able to get one behind us. So, from what I hear, this is one of the more technical ones. We got all the rafts through, so that's awesome.
What was the most exhilarating part? Looking at it right behind you now.
We hit the hole there.
Yeah, point it out again to me.
Right there.
What happened in the hole there?
Nose down. I'm sure we were probably about half the raft under, and popped right out.
How did the pop-up feel?
Satisfying.
Describe it.
Exhilarating and rewarding and a little bit
stomach rise.
Relieving.
Like a roller coaster.
It felt relieving. When the boat came up right side up. Yeah.
Get some good footage?
I think so.
What did it feel like while you're going through it?
What did it feel like? Nature's a lot bigger than we are.
Indeed.
How's that for profound tape material?
I think that's as profound as we're going to get out of you from what do I know. Any oh shit moments? Or that fine line between control and just surrendering to the flow?
I think scouting it was the right thing to do, and then you make your decision and you gotta go with it.
Thank you.
That's it. How you feeling anyway? Good to row still? Any good?
Yeah, Scott just wanted me in sweep, so I had to go back and wait for Jeff.
Oh, understood. All right.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Conquered the big boy.
And how did that one feel?
My nemesis.
Yeah, tell
Great.
us about the nemesis.
It was Gouteville last time. So we went in there, approached the rapid, all psyched out. Never ran anything big before in my canoe. Well, not that big. It was 2007. And those first rocks on the right, I hit one. And then actually, I don't even think I hit it yet. I was about to hit it. And then I tipped my gunnel over, swam the rest of it. So that counted as my first swim. So now I am swim today. So there you go. That was huge. I had to get it. It bugged me for 9 years. You have no idea. Pissed off. What are they doing?
You see that in the water there, Jason? Right there, against that rock.
Oh, what is that? I gotta. Oh, it's chained to it though. It's gotta be a buoy. It's chained to the rock.
Water flow meter.
Yeah, I was like, oh, river booty.
No, it's like that's some serious.
That's the beauty of a canoe.
Check
We're
it out.
agile. We move around. We go big. Yep. So the rest of the trip's gonna be awesome. That was the key point. That was the critical part. If I grub spam that again, I'm in a pot. But now we're good.
My name is Ethan Andelman. This is my son Elliot. It's my second time down the canyon. My friend Jason, who's on the trip, invited me 3 years ago, and it was a bit of a life changer. So opportunity struck twice. Only Jason came through and said, over a year and a half ago, said, I have a spot for you and your son. Do you want to do it? And I thought, he'll be 23 years old. What an impact that would make for him. And him as an individual, but then the two of us to be able to do this together is just, you can't put words to it.
Did you have a thought your first time, or I guess I should rephrase that, when did the first thought about the possibility of your son joining you on a trip like this occur during your first river trip? Was there an exact moment where you thought,
I don't remember the exact moment, but I do remember having many thoughts of, I would love to be able to do this with him. He's heard me talk about it many times.
For 3 years.
And how many times did he point out the granary photo to you during that time?
Oh, man. Well, after he got back, he told me about it like 100 times, and then told me that he got both of us slots for this trip, and I think I was less excited initially than he wanted me to be, just because it didn't sink in for me. And every time he brought it up, I was like, yeah, it'll be cool. And it wasn't for me until a few days before, actually, when I really started getting amped up for it. Couldn't really focus on anything. Drank a bunch of coffee. Had a pretty unhealthy week before coming out here, I would say. And then, and then we made it out, and it's everything he said it would be.
And is this a normal deal for the two of you? Do you interact outdoors a lot or go on things like this? And if not, how's it feel?
This is the biggest adventure, for sure, that I've ever been on. I guess it's your second.
We have some good traditions. I live in Atlanta. Elliot lives in Madison. Madison, Wisconsin. His home base is in Baltimore. So he's you just don't see each other every day, so you make the most of it. So when we do see each other, it's usually I'm visiting him, he's visiting me, and annually we have we're pretty good about carving time out for a snowboarding trip. So we've been fortunate enough to be in many, many places and have a lot of laughs. So we're pretty tight that way.
How's it feel to have raised a son competent enough to get down the river in one piece?
Post feels very lucky because I'm not sure what I had to do with it. He had good teachers.
Elliot, what was the moment on this trip when you thought, I'm really glad I'm here?
Oh man, I think the first view that hit me was from the granaries when we camped up, and you could just look downriver for miles and see the river winding, and it was close to sunset. Oh, you didn't go, but you were on it was closer to sunset, and that was probably top 3 views I've ever seen in my life, and that was the moment when I was like, yeah, this is the real deal. That was the moment when I realized I wouldn't be able to explain what I saw to anyone when I got home.
And did that kind of transfer from seeing your father's photo? Did you have a moment where there was like some weird click or sync?
Honestly, I don't remember seeing that photo, but I remember him talking about it. So he told me right before I walked up, he was like, this is going to be a top 10 view, and it was mind-blowing.
And then anything of significance about the environment or the culture or experiencing new things that the two of you are both moving on something?
To me, it's the enormity of everything. The little rapid that I almost flipped the boat and was ejected out of.
Can't rest for a second.
You can't rest. The size and scale of everything here. My second favorite activity is lying on my rack staring at the stars at night. I mean, this morning at 2:30, I stared at the stars because it's just enormous. And here it is, 101 degrees. There's sand on us. There's suntan lotion in our ears. We're sitting on the ground, and there's really no other place I'd rather be.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think like Jason said this morning, there's a case of the Mondays looming on the horizon with only 2.5 days left.
And what about the last almost couple of weeks is going to be your antidote for that case of the Mondays?
When I get back, I'll probably just sleep in the yard for a couple days. I won't shower, most likely, and I'll drink a ton of coffee. Yeah, that'll be it.
So if he goes missing, search party out on Lake Mendota.
Check underneath my house.
Look at the isthmus.
Yeah, Lake Mendota. I'll have a raft built out there.
What'll be the next trip for you two? Have you spoken about it? Or are you going to let things unfold just like they brought you to this point?
Yeah, that's probably it.
We haven't discussed anything.
Stuff's pretty up in the air right now.
We met at the Colorado River just for this, to see each other as people who understood what we had done, what we felt deep down beyond our own powers to articulate. As we rode along, we did a little soul searching. We had won no victory, for there had been no combat. The river was not treacherous, as some had said. Its current, waves, boils, and whirlpools spoke plainly to us. We heeded that speech, as did Buzz Hallstrom, a contemporary of John Wesley Powell's, who said, "I have already had my reward in the doing of the things, the stars, cliffs, and canyons, the roar of the rapids, the moon, the uncertainty and worry, the relief when through each one, the campfires at night, the real respect of friendship, of the river people I had met.